I would like to call the Flint Board of Education regular board meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. Board members, I call your name. Could you please say present for the record? Trustee King.
Present.
Trustee Rutherford.
Here.
Treasurer Luna.
Present.
Vice President Clark is absent. Assistant Secretary Treasurer McIntyre.
Present.
Secretary Perkins is absent. Myself, President Mike Mill. 5 present, 2 absent. I will now call upon Trustee King to read the district mission statement and first statement in the standard practice.
It is the mission of the Flint School District to develop a community of learners who are prepared to live, work, and contribute in an ever-changing society. In order to provide outstanding leadership and better serve the Flint Community Schools, we, the members of the Flint Board of Education, commit to the following standards of practice. 1, we will be consistent in our dealings with each other, as well as students, staff, and community.
We will model trustworthiness in our dealings with each other, as well as students, staff, and community.
We will focus on common goal of providing the best education possible for the students of the Flint Community Schools.
We will model trustworthiness and honesty in our relationship with each other, our superintendent, and with our constituents. Number 4. She read out of turn.
We respect the diverse views that each of us brings to the organization, as well as the views of the others that we interact with as we carry out the business of the Board of Education.
We will be open and authentic with each other, our staff, and community.
As we work to make decisions, we will focus on issues, not personalities.
Our decisions will be student-centered and based on objective facts.
We will practice good listening skills to better understand our fellow Board of Education members and constituents.
As we work to make decisions, we will focus on issues and not personalities.
You all good?
Mine stop at 8.
Were they out of order?
Yeah, mine stopped at number 8.
That's, well, people have them out of order.
Okay.
I had different meetings opened up.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm good. Appreciate it.
I seek a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the June 5th, 2024 Board Finance and Operations Committee of the whole meeting, June 11th, 2024 Special Board Meeting, June the 12th, 2024 Special Board Meeting, June the 12th, 2024 Board Committee of the whole meeting, June 18, 2024 Annual Budget Meeting, and the June 18, 2024 Regular Board Meeting.
Madam President, I make a motion we approve the minutes that were just mentioned under Section C.
Support.
It has been properly moved and supported. Are there any correction? Seeing none, the motion approved the minutes from the above dates mentioned from the regular board meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, say yes or no to approve the motion. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre.
Yes.
Vice President Clark is absent. Trustee Rutherford.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Treasurer Luna.
Yes.
And myself, yes. 5 yes, 2 absent. The board will now hear comments from the public. We ask that you state the reason for addressing the board and that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes on matters within the authority of the board and not address individual by name. The presiding officer of the board should have the right to limit the number of persons who may address the board on the same subject. Please state your name and address first before speaking. If there's anyone here from the public who wishes to address the board.
Hello, my name is Matthew Osman. Do you need my address as well? Yes, I live at 2717 Gulfside Lane, 48504. I'm here for a couple of reasons. Specifically, to start, I wanted to say that I'm a high school, I was a high school teacher of 20 years at Mott Middle College High School. Proud to be a public school teacher, and I've been a Flint City resident for most of my life. One of the reasons why my wife and I chose to live in Flint for the last 13 years was because we had options for schools. And so one of those options has always been Grand Blanc. My daughter went to DTM her first couple years of school, and then for the last 5 years, she has been at Flint Cultural Center Academy. So she hasn't been a part of the Flint school system in 5 years, nor has the Flint Community Schools been able to count her for a pupil count or money associated with that. When we went to apply for Grand Blanc a couple months ago, we were told that they are no longer part of the district of choice after 6th grade. It was a big surprise to me. I'd never heard that before. And also has been a big surprise to every single person I've talked to. Nobody seems to know this, including 99% of the people I've spoken with at the administration building for Flint Community Schools. So I talked to Grand Blanc. They said, hey, we'll still accept her if you want to apply. We just need a release from your district, as well as a couple other documents. So I got all the documents together, except the release. I applied for the release. And then with a form, and I was in the mail, I received a letter saying that I was denied the release. I was denied the release because I don't meet the criteria that's stated on the release, which is true. If you don't know, your parent must be employed by the school district for which they are requesting release, or a parent provides proof that they are purchasing or leasing a home in the school district for which they are requesting, or the student will have status as a senior and may remain at his or her home school for the final year of high school. So we don't meet those requirements. So I asked for a meeting with Mr. Stewart. He accepted that meeting and he denied my request, stating that Flint Community Schools could offer just as good of an education as Grand Blanc, and he wasn't that interested in hearing why I was asking for a release. And so I asked, well, what's the next steps? I'd like to appeal that, and he said you can talk to the superintendent. So for the last 6 or 7 weeks, I've tried to talk to the superintendent. And I've written several emails. I've gone physically to the administration building. I'm the director of education at the Flint Institute of Arts, so it's just right down the street from me. I've spoken to a secretary 10 times. Can I finish my thought?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Proceed.
I've spoken to the secretary 10 times. She's listened. Everybody's been cordial. I've asked why I'm not receiving a phone call back or email back. She doesn't know why. At one point, it was because he was out for 3 days, and then recently, I know he's out now. I don't understand why I can't talk to my superintendent of my home district. Now, the window to apply for Grand Blanc is now closed because it took 2 months for this process to happen. But beyond that, I don't understand if my daughter is not being included in the pupil count anyways for the last 5 years, why I can't be released from the district. I have like 20 other options, of course, because of the district of choice, and I don't want to use those options. So she'll either stay at FCCA or I will continue to try to get her released this year and do what I need to do to draw attention to this. So that's about it.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sir, what's your name again? Sir, what's your name again?
My name is Matthew Osmond, O-S-M-O-N.
Osmond.
Osmond, O-S-M-O-N, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else who would like to have any comments from the public? Yes. Okay, that sounds good.
Stephen Renaud, 937 K Street, Davison. I came as a coordinator for disc golf in the Greater Flint Olympian Games, hopefully soon the Canusa Games. I want to invite the board and any other members of the Flint community to the block party, August 3rd at Mott Park Clubhouse, where we'll have a 3-point competition. We'll do a disc golf putting contest. We'll show some kids some driving range stuff out there because we do have a disc golf park there. As a matter of fact, the Greater Flint Olympian Games Disc Golf Tournament will be taking place this Sunday at 9 a.m. If anyone is interested in signing up, you go to crimsports.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Well received. Are there any more comments? At this time, now we will have a presentation on ESSER construction and cube update from Clark Construction and our Director of Operation, Mr. Chris Henderson.
So good evening, board.
Good evening.
We're going to give a quick update as to what's going on with the ESSER projects. As you can direct yourself to the screen behind you, we can go. I'll turn it over to Dan Methner at this point.
Good evening. Thank you once again for having us here. So at this point, we're fast approaching completion of the 3 buildings, Potter, Holmes, and Brownell. So just a quick update right now. Holmes is, so this is a picture, the picture on the left is before, so that's the cafeteria area at Holmes. On the right is the new flooring, all the updates that have happened in there. You can see the floor protection is down, that's being removed tomorrow. So we're starting the process for final cleaning of that. The next photo, so this is a classroom. I think we shared this last time, so really not a lot has changed. There's just a couple classrooms in this phase of work that we did. The rest of it is in the cafeteria, boiler room, ancillary spaces. So this is the secured entry and the main office area of Holmes. And so the first picture on the top left, that's the auditorium. The next one is the gym. So we just recently started embarking on replacing that gym floor, the bleachers, new paint, new equipment, backboards, that kind of thing. So this photo was taken a few days ago. The floor is gone. We've started painting. And then next week, the new floor system will be delivered Wednesday, and we'll start prepping to install the new flooring system there. The next photo in the lower left corner is of the choir band area. So that room is almost complete. We're waiting on one unit to get installed, which will be installed tomorrow. The next room is the art room. That flooring is all done. That space is now complete. And then the upper right, that is the loading dock area where we poured new concrete, fixed some issues that were there. The next slide, so Brownell. This photo, the one on the left, was taken a few weeks ago. That is looking through a new bathroom into where the office area is. The photo on the right is now the new bathroom. You can see the bathroom is boarded. We've got the wall tile up. We're actually starting to install plumbing fixtures in that bathroom now. That work will be wrapped up here over the weekend. This photo, the one on the left, is of the new office area. That was taken once again a few weeks ago. The one on the right is continuing of that new office area. Walls have been painted. The ceiling tile actually went in today. Flooring is scheduled to start in that office area on Saturday. So this is the early childhood development area. So the photo on the left is looking down a corridor. You can see how the renderings that you were shown of what that area would look like, how that's transformed in construction, where we're at right now. The photo on the left is actually one of the bathrooms, so that's the wall tile in one of the bathrooms that is there. In fact, we just walked Mr. Thomas Parker through today. He asked to see that part of the building as he's with the Mott Foundation, and he just There's 6 of those bathrooms with that done, and every time he looked at it, was just in awe. He can't wait to see how the kids' reaction to that pattern in there. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't hear? Sorry about that, folks. So yeah, that's coming along very well right now. So Potter, once again, this was just the old outside part of the building. Oh, that's went a little too fast. That's the new window system, new metal panel on the outside of the building. So the photo on the left was the classrooms before. Photo on the right is as they are now. So that was taken back the end of March, which you can see the room being with all the stuff in for the students. This is the new main entrance. So the photo on the left was taken a few weeks ago. The photo on the right was just taken this past week. And you can see the new logo and the branding on that front entrance. It's exciting. It looks great. So this photo on the left is of the new secured entry, which is actually nearing completion. The one on the right is actually a corridor, that main corridor down there. So you can see flooring's down, walls are painted. We're pretty much wrapped up. Those doors will be installed, and that'll be wrapped up this week. This is, the photo on the left is the starting of the new casework in the office. The photo on the right is actually the completed part of Potter's new office area. Then, so this is some classrooms in Potter. So the one on the upper left is just a classroom. Once we got everything demoed out of there, we started painting it. But you can see the new window system in there, the new cubbies off to the left. The wall, the part that's not painted, that's where tack boards go. Then the next 2 photos are actually, furniture's been moved into those rooms now, so that's what they look like right now. Those 2 photos were taken today.
That's the new furniture.
And that is the new furniture as part of this ESSER grant. So this is the photo before. So this is the auditorium. Photo before, after we took out the seats, did all the demo. The 2 photos on the right are what it looks like now. And then, so right now, in a snapshot of where we're at, currently, as of the end of June, work in place is $28.8 million. We're 85% complete. Bid packs 11, which is the gym, is underway, which is the gym improvements for Potter Homes in Brownell. Bid pack 12, which is the public address system at DTM Southwest, Freeman, and Eisenhower. That's part of a later action for the board that is in the board packet today. Just a brief update or just kind of some dates that are going on. So at Homes, final inspection, which is final building inspection and fire marshal inspection, is July 30th. So then the turnover will be 8/1. Turnover of the building except for the gym, which the gym work is underway. The gym work is anticipated, the gym floor and equipment is anticipated to be done on 8/16. The bleacher system for that gym will not be installed until sometime in November, as there's this little order because we have the teal bleachers, so that was a little upgrade that was offered at a reasonable, very reasonable price. So that's actually underway. Potter, final inspection for Potter is 7:30 as well, with turnover on 8/1, except for the gym. So the gym at Potter will be, the gym floor will be complete and turned over on 8/6. The bleachers for both Potter and Brownell are planned to be delivered and installed the last week in October, which is the week of intercession for the school district. So we won't impact students while we're there, but that gives us a week to install those bleachers without impacting them. As both those Potter and Brownell, they use those gyms during lunch period, so that way we can get work done without interfering with that. And then Brownell, final inspection is the 30th as well, with turnover of the office and classrooms on 8/2. The ECDD area, there's a delay on some light fixtures that we won't have until the 8th, which then 5 days to install them. Then there's also some 2 unit ventilators that are not going to be here at this time. That date keeps sliding. They keep telling us originally it was the 14th of July we were supposed to have it. It slid. Right now they're telling us 8/23, which I have no confidence in that date right now. So we have a plan in place for the 2 unit ventilators that will be able to condition those rooms with some temp air conditioning so that we can close that out. But at this point, I don't know a date at this point for those pieces. So at this point, that's where we're at. As far as the Cube project, the site work has started on that with underground stormwater systems, the underground storage system. They've started excavating for that. Manholes and catch basins were delivered today. We have another delivery tomorrow, so they will start that process. They've committed that by 8/2 they will have sidewalks and curb around the building. So, we're really pushing that. But now that they've got the structures, which is kind of the hinge point that was keeping us bottlenecked, now we're ready to move quickly forward and just keep pushing to get that done in a timely manner. And in fact, I'll be calling the asphalt company tomorrow to start getting a feel and trying to schedule so we can get that the first lift of asphalt in, hopefully around that same time frame. So we're going to keep pushing on that. So that's the update of where we're at right now. As far as the building itself, that is in the construction documents phase. So at the end of this month, we're supposed to have our review set. So we'll have that to review and start preparing bid documents. So sometime in August, we'll be planning to issue a bid pack as long as everything works out as far as all the documents and we can get everything together and get that moving. That's the plan right now. So at this point, if you have any questions for me?
Board member, do you have any questions? Trustee King.
Question, when is the cube expected to be done?
Summer of 25. Okay.
When you say?
Summer of 25.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I have a comment.
Yes, Trustee Rutherford.
You guys been busy.
But,
I've been by Potter a couple of times. It looks amazing. And I just wanted to say you guys did a great job. I'm impressed. And just constantly working on multiple projects at one time. That says a lot about your company. A lot of things that happen is out of your control, but you never stop. So I just want to publicly say thank you, and I appreciate the hard work.
thank you. Thanks for your confidence.
Are there any more comments? Trustee.
Can you remind me what was the status of the windows at Holmes and Brownell? Were they?
Are you talking about this with the security?
Yeah.
So that was determined that was not going to be installed, so that has not been installed, and it will not be installed.
Are the windows still hermetically sealed, or did they open?
They are sealed because the building is fully sprinkled, so now we do not need to have that access out a window. So they're not operable.
And so how does that work in conjunction with like our safety plan if the windows don't open?
They're just to close the door and lock in place.
Okay. I just had a member of the public wonder about if the windows were not open, if you have like a ingress and an egress, suitable, like are you going to be trapped in in a classroom?
So from a fire standpoint, it's a fully sprinkled building, so it does not require operable windows. From a security standpoint, as an active shooter in that's something that I can't speak to what the district's plan is, but that's something that the district would want to make sure that they understand and have tools in place.
I'm confident in our team that we'll be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, but it's just something to kind of remember that if we're going to be going from one system to another, that we probably should reevaluate our safety procedures in terms of, lockdowns with the new buildings.
So the other thing, in these 3 buildings specifically, there's a weapons detection system that's being installed there. So that is, and Chris can speak more to it, is he's actually used it in his previous positions. But I do know that those, they can narrow it down to seeing something in a back pocket of, you know, if you have a paper clip, they can actually see if they want to fine tune it that way, that much.
And the new system also is capable of, if someone breaks down the weapon, it will detect the components of that weapon as well. And we're also a secured vestibule to where your only egress into the building is through the front doors, and it's a lockable system to get into the building. There's 3 layers of security just at the front vestibules.
Okay, thank you for that. You know, once you fix one solution to one problem, it opens up questions about others, and I just wanted
Understood.
to make that aware to the public that, you know, it's just something that we're doing like in congruency with one another. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
quick question. When you guys have a moment, it's not super urgent, but could you maybe just like have it can be in the body of an email, whatever makes the most sense, just all the new security features at homes in Brownell when it comes to like how you enter and then whatever else it includes. Doesn't have to be extensive. It can be literally like a paragraph or 2 or bullet points.
Okay, and I'll get with Mr. Stewart, who's our safety
Yeah.
officer, and we can coordinate and pull that together for.
Yeah, because, you know, people were asking about it and I couldn't really give them a good answer, so
Gotcha.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I just want to thank you all for the great work that you've done. I want to ask you about the grid. You remember before Brownell and Holmes shared the same grid, which caused a lot of internet and complication. So are they on separate grids now?
Yes, so from an electrical standpoint, yes, they each have their own feed independently to each building.
Oh, okay.
So, and then from an IT standpoint, it's the same. There's different fiber going to each building that supplies internet, that kind of thing.
Access to the buildings. So it has been separated as far as that. The only common source is still the gas. It comes down the same way, but there will be a separate gas line that runs over to Brownell.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no more comments, and we'll wait for the final results. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now call upon the CFO, Shanja Cleaves, to present action items to the board.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 1.2 Personnel Recommendations.
So moved.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussions?
Not right now. I had a question, but I can wait.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion to move Resolution 1.2, Personnel Recommendation, will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, please say yes or no. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Vice President Clack is absent. Trustee Relaford?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Luna?
Yes.
Myself, President McNeil, 5 yes, 2 absent.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to batch 1.3 and 1.4.
There's a motion on the floor to batch 1.3 and 1.4. Is there a second?
Support.
It's been supported. Is there any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the motion to batch 1.3 and 1.4 will be conducted by a roll call vote. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Vice President Clack is absent. Trustee Relaford?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Luna?
Yes.
And myself, yes, 5 yes, 2 absent. Ms.
Madam
Smith?
Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the batched items.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported to support the batch items. Is there any discussion? Will be conducted by a roll call vote. Secretary Perkins? Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Vice President Clack is absent. Trustee Relaford?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Luna?
Yes.
And myself, yes, 5 yes, 2 no.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to batch.
Wait a minute.
Let me get the 11.1 through 11.5.
What page is that on? I can look, never mind.
It's on the finance and operations portion, Madam President.
Yeah, he went ahead of me, I need to
I'm
get to.
sorry. I'm
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
talking about the information reject. Oh, I'm sorry.
In your board package on page 8 is the information for retirement, resignation, and other. Do any board member have any questions? Seeing there's no comments or questions, Ms. Cleese, please continue with the finance and operation action items.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 11.1, approval of proposals for new boiler at Administration Building.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to batch 11.1 through 11.5.
Is there a second?
Support.
It's been motioned and supported. Is there any discussion? To batch 11.1 through 11.5. Seeing no further discussion, the motion to batch 11.1 through 11.5 will be conducted by roll call vote. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre,
No.
Vice President Clack is absent. Trustee Rutherford,
I'm sorry, I need clarification. We want to approve, what are we doing? I'm sorry.
well, he's gonna batch them to move them.
Oh, I thought he had already did that. Okay.
No, we had to go back,
We had
yeah.
to go back, that's what it was. Okay, sure, yes.
Yes, okay. Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
myself is a yes, 4 yes,
Madam Chair,
1 no, and 2
I'm
absent.
sorry. I make a motion to approve the batched items.
There's a motion to approve the batch item 11.1 through 11.5. Is there a second?
Support.
It's been properly moved and second. No, any discussion?
Madam Chair. Oh, I think she has questions, so.
Yeah, she had a hand up, yeah.
Can someone explain the purchase of water filters from the general fund?
So these filters are to replace the bottle filling stations. There's a carbon filter inside each one of those, and they need replacing on a yearly basis, and that's what this cost is for, is to replace those filters.
Which filters are these?
The bottle filling stations that are located in all the schools.
In the water fountains?
Water bottles.
So this is for,
It's the bottle filling station. There's a carbon filter in there, and the water runs through it. Okay, so that's replacing every one of those in the building.
and
there's
this
like,
has to be done on a yearly basis?
yes, ma'am.
And, how is it being determined that the water filters need to be changed?
So it is the manufacturer's recommendation that they be changed on a yearly basis, as well as Dr. Sullivan's study. She agreed that they should be replaced on a yearly basis, is my understanding.
So what happens if the filter is exceeding its capacity before the year is up? What if there are more contaminants running through it that it can handle? Will we know that it needs to be replaced before the year? Is there, like, what kind of monitoring is being done to ensure that the filter is lasting the full course of the year?
Typically, there's a warning system on there, and it's checked, and the lights turn from green to amber to red, and so far, they have not changed color so far.
And who checks these?
Maintenance crew,
How often?
It's done probably every 6 months or so, possibly 3. I'd have to check on that one to be sure. I don't know the frequency.
I'm just kind of concerned about that. I would like to see a schedule of when
Okay.
these are checked. And I'd like to see it done frequently. Just thinking that, oh, we've got a year and that's gonna be fine. Because I know that in the past, not necessarily in this particular cycle, but the filters have stopped working, and I just want to know who is I want a name of the person who is responsible for doing this, and I want to ensure that it actually happens and doesn't get passed off, and if somebody changes position or if somebody else comes in, that somebody assumes that Frank did it and Frank assumes that Joe's been doing it, you know.
Understand
I
what you're
want it
saying.
to
I got
be
what you're saying.
done.
Yep.
Because in the past, it is just sort of, that has not happened. And our students deserve more. They deserve an actual schedule that they can rely on and that we can rely on. So, and then I had another question about Eagle. So let me just get to the right page.
Page 50.
Thank you. So this isn't necessarily for you. It's my annual, yearly, quarterly statement whenever Eagle charges us for something. First of all, I'm still mad that they changed the name to Eagle because they are not very environmentally friendly, nor do they have our interests at heart. And the fact that they have decided that stormwater management, that they're no longer responsible, that the county could no longer support the cost associated with this program, and that individual school districts have to bear this burden, again, shifts the burden to us. We're in charge of education, not stormwater management. And so just to let the public know that, you know, it may seem like a trifle that $22,500 and $2,500 are being taken out of our general fund. That's what it's going for because Eagle has determined that each school district needs to pay for its own. And so I'm just a little irked that more and more of the burden for these essential services are coming on the backs of our children, like the money that's supposed to go for books, for education, for teaching, for learning is for things like this. And so I just wanted to, you know, I'm sorry guys for always bringing this up and complaining about it, but again, we're $450 billion in a structural deficit, and this just is like one sliver of that structural deficit, and it all adds up, and this is why we have a constant assault on our public schools. So I just, for the record, obviously we've got to deal with it, but I'm stressing my objection in the strongest terms possible.
Thank you.
Without that, I have no other comments.
Trustee King,
Never mind.
any more comments?
Madam Chair, I have a comment.
Yes.
Chris, on the fire extinguishers, there's like a card where you sign off.
Yes, ma'am.
Could something like that could be used on those where you sign and date? But I think those are they show when they need to be, if I'm not mistaken.
That has a punch card and shows exactly when it's expired for the fire extinguishers. You're saying that type of same system
Well, no, I'm going
for
back to
the water filters? Is that what you're?
It gives you the message on the water fountain because it's digital when it needs to be changed.
Correct.
I do believe so. Okay, I thought so, but I wanted you to confirm it. Thank you.
Welcome.
I do have a question. Is to go back to those water filters. In the beginning, we was working with Laura Sullivan when all of this happened. And so my concern would be, since she has not been hands-on in this project, and I know about the red and the green and the yellow lights, my concern would be, have we had someone to come in and do a thorough check on that system that she had created? And my understanding that she has asked to come and look at them, and that's probably not a question for you, that's something I need to ask Mr. Jones, but I'm just putting it out there, that we should bring Dr. Sullivan back, because she implemented all of this, her and Catherine, they put all of this together, and we hadn't had a thorough update since this system been in place, and this is the first time that I can think been on this board that we even talking about the filters. So my concern, what happened between that gap has nothing to do with you. There was a gap about these filters, and are they actually all working? Have they been tested and all working? So that is something I would probably talk to Mr. Jones about, but I did want to bring that up because she did a great job. It alerts you when it's time to change it, or beep when chemicals are in and all of that. But for my safety and for the children's safety, I'm very concerned about the water. When you went through what I went through and when others went through, that I am concerned that this never, no one should have to put their kid to sleep because of dirty water. So I am concerned about that. And I thank you for what you have done, Ms. Trustee McIntyre. I understand your concern about Eagle because we was in that fight about Eagle. But other than that, I hear no more comments. So there was a motion on the floor to batch these items. And so we need to get it approved. No more discussion. We'll go to a roll call vote to batch those items 11.1 through. We approved, but we had a discussion. Yeah, we approved the batch. Yeah, I'm approving the batch. Yeah. Will it be done by, yeah. So it'll be done by roll call vote. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre.
Yes.
Vice President Clack is absent. Trustee Relaford.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Treasurer Luna.
Yes.
And myself is a yes. 5 yes, 2 absent. Proceed, Ms. Cleveland.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 21.1, membership in the Michigan High School Athletic Association 2024-2025.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion we approve action item 21.1.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can someone explain what this means now?
Thank
that
you.
With the membership, what does the district get? And who's the focal person on the board? Is it still Mr. Clack? Or now that Mr. Foster is no longer with the district, who does it default to? Who's over it?
I can speak to that. So
Thank you.
currently, we have in place Mr. Michael Mainbrook. He's
Okay.
he's helping out with athletics currently,
Okay.
in place until we find someone to replace Mr. Foster.
Okay.
And the membership in the Michigan High School Athletic Association is a voluntary membership, but it allows us to play high school sports and able to follow, it's like guidelines that are provided that we have to follow.
What schools will we be playing? Will we be in a conference now? Or this just allows us to participate in any conference?
Currently, I know there was work to be done to get in a conference. I am not sure where that is at currently, but Mr. Jones will be able to speak to that and give you an update on that when he gets back.
Okay. My only pushback on this is we got to know what we're doing before we approve something. I'm all for it. That grows a district when you have sports. But I would just ask my colleagues to just provide the information. I mean, I support it. I just need to know what it is. That's all. What is the district getting if we're in? What conference are we in? You know, will we be participating in, will we be playing charter schools or public schools, private schools? Who will be our competition? Thanks.
If I may,
Yes.
to my colleague trustee Relaford. So this here allows us to play, you know, the regular sports through the Michigan. What you're referring to is the Genesee Area Conference. Remember the PowerPoint that we had, athletics. So Mr. Jones and I, we went to the GAC meeting. It was like last month or so, to request us going to being involved inside the Genesee Area Conference. At a point, we were removed because the superintendency position was fluctuating, and they removed us out. We went to that meeting June 25th, if I'm not mistaken. Went to that meeting to the GAC, asking for us to be able to be renewed back into. There's work being done on the side to get that done. So we made the request. If I'm not mistaken, they are voting on it or already have voted on it. We're just waiting on their approval from them. The GAC determines who we play in our conference. So that's your charter schools. That's your you have after 10. It's like a long list, but GAC is who we play. Charter schools is included in GAC as well.
Okay. Madam Chair,
does
can
that
I
help?
follow up? I want to make sure what you said, I heard. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want to disrespect my colleague. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm
Is it
sorry.
okay if she follow up or you?
Oh, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
So they haven't approved us to be in the district, to be in that?
I don't know 100% how they did it or not because I haven't followed up on that. But we made a request.
So are we putting the cart before the horse?
No, so we still able to play. We still able to play games through the MHSAA. Sorry.
Michigan High School
Yeah,
Athletic
we still able
Association?
to play games through that. So this allows us to play, you know, anybody in the state with that.
Okay.
GAC is the conference where you know the titles, the championships, all that good stuff.
Okay.
In our own conference, just like how Saginaw Valley Conference.
Correct.
You know, that's similar to what GAC is for us due to our population, our numbers.
So this is on an annual basis? You got to do this every year, 1 year at a time? Because it's like 24 to 25. Then we'll have to come back again?
Right.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Respect that.
Yes, thank you through to trustee Relaford. Yeah, this is just an annual thing that we do. What I'm concerned about, and I appreciate trustee King taking the initiative with Superintendent Jones, is with the GAC, which under the stewardship of the previous sports director, we had not been able to participate in for several years, several seasons. And the board, I know, has been very concerned about this and constantly asking why we're not allowed to participate in, you know, the Genesee Area Conference. I'm glad you could explain that it was the reason that they gave, although I don't necessarily buy it, is
Right.
that with the turnover of the superintendents. But I'm really glad that we are finally, after several years of negligence and inaction, doing something to belong to this conference again, which was not happening under the former athletic director. So this is finally a step in the right direction, and I'm glad to see us, because our athletes and our scholars deserve to. We've got a reputation. We have Flint athletes that go back, you know, we were known for that. And so to be excluded from that in the area is just, it just smacks of racism to me. But there could be other factors as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, trustee King, and thank everyone. But this is a great honor for as a board. It's also demonstrated that we as a board and the way that we have conducted ourselves and the decision that we have made this possible. For the 3 years that we was on here, we couldn't get this done because the district was dysfunctional. We had a lot of issues. And whether we liked their policy or not, we just couldn't get it there. Yeah. But we got it now, and I just hope we keep this leadership going because they needed to see stability in our superintendent. And Mr. Clark and Trustee King and Luna, whoever took this initiative, there was one, I know for a fact, Trustee Clark initiative was to get this sport done. So I am glad to have this I'm just glad to have this membership. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm saying, well, to my colleagues, with us joining this or being able to be a part of it, are we going to put dollars into our sports program so the students can have what they need to participate?
Trustee Rutherford, they have already put money and millions of dollars in in this, and maybe when Mr. Jones come back, he can. And I really think it would be nice for the board to get updated on how much funding we have and the money that they have put and the goals that they have been working on. Because the board don't have all the detail, but I was assured that the funds are there and that because we have allocated those funds. Am I correct, CFO?
Yes, currently, like athletics has a budget in the general fund, and that's for supplies and uniforms and that type of thing that they need to purchase for. But I know at one time there was conversation about setting aside money to renovate Houston Stadium. So that was a discussion at one time.
Yeah. And according to Mr. Jones, that $5 million is locked in for that renovation. So I think we just need to get updated because everybody is really doing some great things and going into different area, working on good things. But we just got to come back and update all the board members. Nobody's doing nothing behind nobody's back. It's just that we took initiative to knock down a lot of stuff before September 2024. So we'll get all that information. I want to learn a little bit more about this as well. Are there any more discussions?
Madam Chair, I didn't get my
Yes.
question answered. I just want to make sure that it's money, because to see our baseball team not have adequate equipment, I know we set aside $5 million for the renovation of Northwestern and that whole complex, but I can't recall us setting aside enough money to make sure that the student athletes have what they need to participate in sporting events. I'm just asking that we look into that, that's all.
And thank you, CFO. We get that information because we know the funds are there. Seeing no more discussion, we'll do a roll call to accept Resolution 21.1. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Vice President Clark is absent. Trustee Relliver?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Luna? And myself?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. And myself. So it's 5 yes, 2 absent. Board member, in your packet is the VARTEC monthly update for June. Do any board member have any questions for VARTEC? Seeing no further question, do any board member have any comments or remarks before we adjourn? You want to talk about the event?
Yes, I just wanted to say that we are initiating a building communities sort of, not a program, but more of a spirit of conviviality, and extending that invitation to our other board members and then to GISD, really extending that, that initial partnership that we've started to work on. And Trustee King, thank you for all of your, no, you can leave, but I just wanted to, I did want to thank you
Yes.
for your part in this, because it was through your initiative and, your brainstorming, your idea that it took off, and it's still developing, but I did want to, give you the shout out for that. And we are doing,
What's the name of it?
Rolling, not scrolling. And so we're doing, I am sorry, it has been a long day, and I had a whole bunch of dental surgery done, and
But you're doing good.
what's it? So we're doing it's not a retreat, but it's like an icebreaker. It's like it's getting us to to come face to face and put our phones down and have a moment with one another. And we're going to be doing some games. We're going to be doing some like real short games to get the ball rolling with communication and interaction. Something that we're kind of lacking in today's society. And we had a test run last night, and it was really fun. I haven't seen board members smile at each other like that in a long time. And we've generated some excitement with the GISD board. Now we've got Beecher and Carmen Ainsworth, and other people are
In the
getting real
city.
excited. And it's the Flint board. We're taking that initiative to reach out. We're going to go farther and farther afield to farther and farther neighbors, do some board partners as well with the Mott Foundation, with Mr. Parker and others as well. So we're opening ourselves up to the community with this kind of thing, and it's called Community Building with the Board, and we're going to roll, not scroll.
So, saying on that note, this did, the ideals and everything generate, just listen, as a president, you're supposed to listen to your board members and then find some type of answer. And I remember Trustee Luna and you guys came on and y'all was really concerned about building relationship, because we hadn't had relationship. So then,
Contract.
Yeah, social contract. And so Dr. Tuna Cliff fell in love with this idea. They all signed up to be, shout out to Emily. Emily took a hold of this, and
Emily Dorr
Dorr.
at Queens Provisions is partnering.
she's giving it to us. Trustee McIntyre, our husband, is paying for all the food. Anything else is on yourself. And because the way that we're trying to do is that we want children to do better in school, we're going to have to do better as adults. It's time for this community to see adults laughing and playing with each other, having meetings, but laughing and playing. GISD is not the enemy. MOD is not the enemy. And we create that in our own mind. We can disagree. And I think this is a great opportunity. When GISD reached out to me and wanted to do a retreat, and I said, well, I don't really want to start out with a retreat. Let's start out doing something fun. And so I can't tell you all about it because it's got a lot of little secret to it, but Trustee King was there, administrator was there, and had a school teacher there. And you're going to find out that this can be done in school. Put these cell phones down and let's begin to look at people as human beings. Get to know them. You don't know people, but that game brought us together. You can laugh and talk because we know people from hearsay and we treat them that way. I'm a person that before you anything, you was a human. So
She's a competitive person.
well, you were cheated. But anyway, I just want to let you guys know this, July the 29th. And we're looking forward. We did invite Beecher. I know we're going to do the mayor and everybody else because everybody done found out. But
Oh, yeah, city council and the mayor were coming
and it's
for
to
you,
bring
too.
civility back. So on that note, I have no more comments. Anybody else have comments?
I'm all set, thank you.
The Board of Education will hold its next meeting on Wednesday, August the 14th at 6:30. Seeing no further board business, I declare this meeting adjourned at what time? Perfect timing.